let's get started. Viper in the Vidrol's Shadow. Well, aside from the beginning part, because we opened up the class already, of course. Good to see you, Andy. After a lot of asking around, I dug up some new leads on Iksok Zamjun. Or at least I think I did. It wasn't easy, though. At first, the only stories of interest were about Gridanian poachers dealing in so-called exotic meats. Juveniles. In other words, too young and too dead to be what we're after. That detour notwithstanding, there were a few other tidbits that might be useful. I got my own thoughts on the matter, but I want to hear yours too. That alright? Sure. Much obliged. So I hear an adventurer come across a whole bunch of strikingly beautiful red feathers just outside of town. Ended up giving them to some kids who've been playing with them ever since. More to the point, there was talk of a huge beast with glowing blue eyes flying off towards a place called the Black Shroud. Red feathers, blue eyes. Put the two together, it sounds an awful lot like Ikzok Samjun. Seems it's had enough of Thanlin and picked the Shroud as its new stamping ground. What's your take on it all? It's a promising lead. It's the only one we got, too. Ha, I knew you'd agree. After the amount of mystery meat I had to sample just to squeeze information out of those butchers at the market, I'm glad it all paid off. As for our next move, I reckon we ought to take an airship to Gridania. From what I hear, a fellow by the name of Gavin over at the Adder's Nest should be able to tell us more. I'll meet you there. Let's go talk to Gavin at the Adder's Nest in Gridania. Fucking Shooter McGavin. Yo, Gavin. I'm looking for a big ass bird. How may I help? I'm after a Tyrol Vidro. I'm searching for this dangerous creature that's come over from another continent. I see. As it happens, I am aware of a beast that matches the description of this Iksok Zemjun. You do? Our scouts spoke of its blue eyes and red wings, and of its aggressive nature leading it to attack any who dare approach. So it really is here in the Shroud, and up to no good already. Thankfully, there have been no deaths so far, but it's only a matter of time before a merchant or adventurer becomes the first. I believe Iksok Zemjun came here in search of new territory. Thanlin wasn't to its liking, and now it's testing out the Shroud. It appears so. I'll tell the other adders that you're pursuing the beast, and they'll lend what assistance they can. I assume that's alright with you. Yes, sir, the more the merrier. Slaying the bastard's what matters, and I ain't too proud to accept help when it's offered. Where was it last seen? The South Shroud. Once you get there, head for Quarry Mill and look for Lieutenant Goliath. He's leading the search. A bit of monster hunting. To the South Shroud at Quarry Mill. I'm guessing that's Lieutenant Goliath, but who are these two? Innocent Stork. I don't believe we had the pleasure. I gather you two are in pursuit of the creature? She's all fucking dripped out. You must be Keshko and Andy. The Adder's Nest sent word to expect you both. I'm Goliath, the officer in charge of this operation. This is Innocent Stork who's provided us with vital information. A merchant and her employees spotted the beast on the way back from Ul'dah. She's also taken the liberty of assembling a team of experts to assist in tracking the target. At no small expense, I might add. But compared to the losses my business would suffer were the creature allowed to roam free, I deemed it a worthy investment. As our goals are aligned, perhaps you wish to join my experts in the field? If so, you'll find them near Roots Lake. I'm sure you'll get along swimmingly. Looks like we're late to the party. Let's go hear what they have to say. Roots Lake then, huh? This way. It'd be really funny if it's the fucking characters from the Monster Hunter crossover. That would be really funny. They must be above me. Fresh meat for the hunt, eh? Order came down to let you tag along, but don't get underfoot. We're looking for signs of the creature so our naturalist can predict its movements. We'll then lay traps where it's expected to appear. It's literally just Monster Hunter. Got themselves a proper plan, don't they? As they're being so accommodating, we may as well join in the search. Ow. The dung appears to be that of an enormous beast. Judging by its dry appearance and muted odor, it was excreted some time ago. Cool, we found poop. We found poop. This dung exudes a foul odor. The lingering warmth indicates it was recently deposited. Fresh poop. Shitty even. These creatures bear the marks of enormous claws on their hindquarters, suggesting they were struck down as they attempted to flee. What'd you find? Another dead gazelle? These enemies don't even spawn here. Give me a few signs of activity. How about you? Corpses of grazing animals gouged by monstrous claws. Same here. The size and depth of the wounds are consistent with how Iksak Samjun hunts. Just like back in Tyrol, it's killing not just to eat, but also to mark its territory, to show anyone and everyone who's boss. There you are. Managed to sniff anything out? Yes, sir. Aside from a couple of dunghills, we got some dead wildlife, most likely the work of Iksak Samjun. I reckon it's close, somewhere north of the swamp. Came to the same conclusion. The predator makes no attempt to cover its tracks. Clearly it has survived so long by virtue of its immense proportions and in spite of its diminished intelligence. You got it all wrong. It left those tracks on purpose to see how we'd react. You're saying the beast is testing us? That's absurd. The level of foresight and cunning required to even attempt to do so is far beyond these lesser beings. As for the corpses it left behind, those animals must not have been to its taste. If you're just using fresh cuts of prime livestock as bait, the bloodier the better. Once the creature has been enticed, surrounding and subduing it is but a formality. Hate to break it to you, but Ixoxam Jun's way too clever to fall for that. You're gonna need every trick in the book and then some. Rest assured, I've considered every eventuality. And even if there was merit to your advice, I will not let it be said that our success was the product of anyone's genius but mine and mine alone. This dude's gonna end up getting fucking eaten. What difference does it make who came up with what? A monetary difference. Innocent Stork offers better rewards based on performance. Aye, don't even think about trying to steal our thunder. We're the ones who will bring her Ixoc whatever its name is, not you. Listen, we're trained to fight large predators like these. If you got any sense, you'll let us take the lead. And put our lives in the hands of complete strangers? I think not. There's no place in our strategy for you, so stand aside and await further instructions. Fine, have it your way. If you're half the hunters you think you are, Ixoxam Jun's as good as dead, right? Come on, Eddie, let's leave it to him. Nothing good ever came from working with people you can't trust. Even I know that. They're doomed. It's decided. You two will wait at the southern end of the lower paths. Be ready to give chase in case the beast escapes us. Not that it will. Oh, they're dead. They're super dead. Those motherfuckers, those dumbass motherfuckers are gonna die. They are super dead. The Viper should be the one to finish off Ixoxam Jun, to properly avenge our brothers in arms, but really, it doesn't matter who does the deed so long as the beast dies. I don't think the beast is gonna die. I think we're gonna have 5 dead hunters is what's gonna happen. Awful quiet, don't you think? You hear that? Sure did. That must be one of the hunting party. It came from the north. Let's move. Yeah, they're probably getting eaten alive. Stupid ass sons of bitches. Out here acting like they're hunting a Jagras and they've got Fatalis in their sights. It's like, yo, about to end these hunters' whole career. Well, that's 1, 2. Yeah, it looks like they got fucked up. It's bad. Real bad, you think? Yeah, you're probably gonna die, buddy. He's fucked. I know it hurts, but please tell us what happened. It was watching us. Fresh lamb should draw the target out of hiding, though if I lace it with the toxin I brought, success is practically guaranteed. Toxin, you were explicitly told not to kill the beast in case you'd forgotten. Of course not. It can be used as a sedative, highly potent, but only lethal if applied in excess. If you lack the stomach for it, I'll do it myself. Naturally, my personal contributions will be detailed in the final report to ensure credit is given where due. The hells are you playing at? If it catches wind, the plan's ruined. Should we go after them? No, it'll only make things worse. If that bookworm wants to stick his neck out for a few gil more, I say let him. What? No! No! Ah! Oh, that thing's quite large. Oh, it's quite big. Gods have mercy, there it is. Stay calm, nothing's changed, except the bait. Now's our chance. They were screaming. I ran, but I could still hear. You were right. It knew. It knew. Dedge. Kashko, Andy, by the 12, what happened here? The hunters became the hunted. I shall see that their remains are recovered and the necessary rites performed. Perhaps you'd be so kind to return to Quarry Mill and share these unfortunate tidings with innocent Stork? But imagine if they could have done it. That corpse would be like, his body would be like fucked up. That thing definitely brutally eviscerated all 5 of them. I don't recognize that. Huh. Huh. Even with the sedatives, they didn't stand a chance. If only I'd talked them out of it, this never would have happened. It anticipated casualties, but it was a massacre. Ixoxam Jun's grown bolder. Before, it only hunted animals, lone travelers, prey it knew it could handle with ease. Its past brushes with death taught it to be cautious. It's probably why it fled Tyrol in the first place, too. But it just outwitted a group of armed hunters. Instead of running away from trouble, the beast went looking for it. This was sport, a game. It was having fun. And now it's had a taste. It's only gonna want more. My poor judgment invited this tragedy. I must make amends. Please, allow me to assist you in pursuing the creature. Even without a team of experts at my disposal, I believe my network of contacts will prove useful in gathering vital information. We'd be grateful for information, but we'll take care of the rest. Understood. I place my faith in your ability as Vipers. Appreciate it, ma'am. If you turn up any leads, be sure to let us know. I'd best return to the Adder's Nest and deliver my report. It's imperative we inform the populace of the threat posed by Ixoxam Jun. Might I ask that you use Quarry Mill as your temporary base of operations? Knowing where to find you would make it easier to coordinate our efforts. Suits me fine. Besides, I got plenty to do here. I'd like to learn about this neck of the woods and the critters and whatnot. While I have you, there's one thing I want to ask. How'd the twin adders get their name? I beg your pardon? What does that have to do with Ixox and Jun? Nothing really. Just that us Vipers based our fighting arts on snakes, so they're near and dear to our hearts. Might even say we got a reverence for them. Is that so? I suppose we also feel a kinship towards snakes. The name Twin Adders comes from the pair of white snakes on the Gridanian standard, though that imagery predates the city-state's founding. There's more I can tell you, though I fear other matters must take precedence. With a history as long as that, we'd be here talking till the pockets come home. I'd love to hear more about it, but I understand it'll have to wait. I'd best get to learning what I can about Ixox and Jun. Well, I see to that. You gotta squeeze in some more training. Nodders. Except our training's already done. Had a bad feeling when I woke up this morning, and sure enough, Ixox and Jun struck again. Goliath and Innocent Stork are trying to narrow down where it'll appear next based on the reports, but so far they've come up empty. I hear Goliath is over at Felgord Float talking to witnesses. Let's go see what he's learned. Gotcha. Nodders again. More nodders. Felgord Float. Oh, I haven't really been out this way too often. The North Shroud's not really a place I tend to frequent. There's not a whole lot going on over there. Seems with Innocent Stork's hunters, it's leaving the corpses where they lie, uneaten, all to make a point. This is my claim, and you live or die at my pleasure. Thank you for coming. I expect Keshkwa has shared some of the details, but it's even worse than we thought. Ixox Jun grows increasingly bold, with deadly consequences. For a blessing, the people here remain calm, though we must act quickly to avoid widespread panic. The Adders have called upon anyone with information to share and asked that they gather here. He requested that any detail be reported, no matter how small. We find ourselves somewhat inundated. I'm certain, however, that among the accounts are clues vital to locating our quarry. We can help with that. All we gotta do is ask folks around here what they've seen, right? Ah, yes. It would be most helpful. Perhaps you could start near the Aetheryte? Landio asks over by the bobbing cork. To the inn we go, then. Let's find out what the hell is going on. As it would seem, it's Godwyn from Elden Ring. There's a mild-mannered adventurer. I was passing through the North Shroud when I saw a frightful creature with immense red wings. It's a little too far away to see it clearly, but it seemed to be battling a group of smaller beasts, which it promptly slaughtered before flying away. I have to wonder what kind of creature this thing was before it ascended to greatness. Like, where is there a tiger with wings? We haven't seen anything like that yet in Dawntrail. Nothing like even remotely close to what this thing looks like. Passing through, I heard that some fiend was on a rampage over in the East Shroud. Oh, bear with me a second, chat. I seem to have poked myself. You're a nerve to the face. Yeah, I'm also bleeding. Give me a second. I had an itch on the back of my leg, and apparently I also had an ingrown hair in the back of my leg. I no longer have an ingrown hair in the back of my leg, but I do have a hole in my leg. Cider, how's it going? I didn't think much of it at first, but when I saw all the people coming from that direction and the looks on their faces, I decided to stay put. Good thing I did too, or I might have died. There's a back room here? Oh, we can't go back there anyway. That's why I didn't know that was there. I saw it, flying over the central shroud. With each flap of its massive wings came a powerful wind, bearing the scent of blood. It's obnoxious and suffocating. It was all I could do to not vomit where I stood. Jeez. It's filled with alcohol, that's what I do to clean up my problems. I mean, fix my problems. I mean, I don't have a drinking problem. I hope not. You got enough problems as it is. No, it's just like a scratch. It's fine. It's already stopped bleeding as it is. Someone's got a story to share, but nothing there seems to point where Jun might strike next. You do any better? He's bouncing all over the place. North, east, and central shroud, huh? Folks I asked about it said it was in the south. I tell you, it must be trying to make the whole damn forest its territory. Hold on now. One of the guys I talked to was in the East Shroud. Your witness heard the beast was on the rampage. Mine said he never saw Jun, even though they said should have been there at the same time. That's worth looking into, don't you think? Might be onto something there. Cider, when does War Within launch? I know pre-patches I know pre-patches on Tuesday. Not saying this is the answer, but you never know where a trail like that'll take you till you follow it. We ought to go chat up that fella again. I'll take you to him. Okay. God be hating on me. Depends on if you bought early access or not. I have the physical collector's edition on its way, Insider. Also, thanks, Inev. What does that even mean? God be hating on me. This is the gentleman who sauntered through the East Shroud and didn't see a thing, or so he says. As I said before, I was traversing the East Shroud on an errand when I heard what sounded like the flapping of enormous wings. A moment later, I saw a wounded animal charging through the brush. It was then I recalled the rumors of a monstrosity on the loose, realized I was in danger, and ran. The critter was hurt, but still able to make an escape. The only way it could have gotten away from Jun is if the bastard chose to let it go. Meanwhile, our friend here was close enough to hear the wings flapping, yet lived to tell the tale. An adventure traveling alone would have been easy picking, so why'd Jun spare him? He ran, for one. Besides running like my life depended on it, I didn't do anything out of the ordinary, but then again, one thing that does spring to mind. I carry a potpourri filled with Giribanian wildgrass, an Alamegan custom in case you're unaware. That's gotta be it. Goliath will want to hear about this. That was odd. I've never seen anyone get so excited by the mere mention of a potpourri. But it takes all sorts, I guess. Come, Storm Fury. We have a monster to hunt. I'll go over the finer details later, but first I need Goliath to look into something for me. Would you wait here for a moment? Kushko's asked me to verify a theory of his. I shan't be long. It's exactly as you surmised. Most of those who've seen Jun and lived to tell the tale are Alamegan adventurers. I knew it. It's gotta be the fragrance. A lot of animals have a powerful sense of smell, and Ixoxamjun's no exception. Which makes it that much more sensitive to odors that it doesn't care for. I reckon the beast can't stand the wild grass and those potpourris. It's a potent fragrance. A lot like another kind of grass we got back in Tyrol. Come to think of it, Ixoxamjun never went anywhere near that grass, where that grass was going. If one man's meat is another's poison, perhaps the same can be said for aromas. Exactly. And now we know what Ixoxamjun can't stomach, we can use this information to drive it where we want it. Then it would behoove me to share our discovery with Innocent Stork. Given the information and context at her disposal, I dare say she'd help us find a way to utilize the fragrance to its maximum potential. I dare say you're right. In the meantime, we'll head over to Giribanya and pick us some wild grass. Yes, by all means. We must do everything in our power to avert further tragedy. Many of the adventurers gathered here are so terrified of encountering Ixoxamjun that they're considering abandoning the profession entirely. Several are yet fledglings. If they had to contend with a foe far beyond their reckoning, they'd die before gaining enough experience to even be considered adventurers. The thought of their bright futures being snatched away like that is almost more than I can bear. Yeah, you can summon your Chocobo as a companion to fight alongside you. It can learn how to tank, DPS, or heal. It's the very reason I joined the Twin Adders, to prevent such senseless deaths. Therefore, I humbly request your cooperation in slaying the dread Ixoxamjun. No need. I had every intention of putting the bastard in the dirt. The matter at hand, then. A few moments ago, one of the adventurers mentioned that the wild grass we seek grows abundantly at Pike Falls. Once you've collected enough, let us rendezvous at Quarry Mill. I must warn you, though, that Giribanya is home to some particularly vicious wildlife. Be on your guard. We get to go to Giribanya. I love Giribanya. Alright, so we gotta go to Pike Falls. I don't actually remember where exactly in Giribanya that Pike Falls is. Oh, it looks like it's in the fringes. Hi-ho, Dingleberry, we ride. I love more storylines that come back to this region. This region's fucking awesome. It's really, really cool. I need to get the Stormblood soundtrack, actually. I love the soundtrack to this expansion. This brings back memories. One time I was picking herbs to make a paralyzing agent that works wonders on Tyrol Vidrol. Only thing was, I forgot to wear gloves, and I couldn't feel my hands for the next 3 days. I made a critical error. Even for those without Ixoxamjun's heightened olfactory senses, wow. The aroma is quite overpowering. I really struggled reading that. Fun fact as well, not quite to this size, but these fucking bee things, these hawks, these are real. Those exist. Those are a real insect that exists in real life. They're terrifying. Let's find out exactly how big they are. Entomology lesson here. Tarantula hawks are what they're called. It is a spider wasp, and it preys on tarantulas specifically. How big do they get? Oh, what happens if you get stung by a tarantula hawk wasp? Luckily, the sting is not dangerous unless you are unfortunate enough to develop an allergic reaction. Where do they live? They're technically found on every continent except Europe and Antarctica. In the United States, they're found in the deserts of the Southwest. Huh. Seen on the south rim and inside the Grand Canyon, where they prey on tarantulas most commonly. The tarantula hawk is not aggressive towards humans. They may sting you when you step on them, brush up against them, or when a female wasp defends their nests. Just leave the fuck alone and they're not gonna bother you. Does anything actually hunt them? Oh, I left this open. My bad. Let me dissolve that party. My bad. let me turn that off. I forgot we still had this active. We'll turn that on. We'll turn it back on when we go back out there. What eats them? Because of their extremely large stingers, very few animals are able to eat them. One of the few that can is the roadrunner. Interesting. Oh, how come no one's ever asked how big are they? Well, for the most part, chat, leave the fuck alone, they ain't gonna bother you. But yeah, it's a real thing, and they're fucking big. They're big and scary looking. You want to avoid those at all costs. Thankfully, they're not assholes like normal wasps, however. Normal wasps are assholes. That ought to do it. As much as I'd love to stick around and study the wildlife, we better get back to Quarry Mill. Okay. Upon being informed of your plan to entrap Ixoximjun, I came as quickly as I could. Now we just need a way to diffuse the extract. We've done well to gather so much wildgrass. As promised, I've called upon Innocent Stork to advise us on our next steps. I placed an order with an alchemist acquaintance for custom-made diffuser pouches, which we may employ to spread the aroma over a wide area while prolonging its potency. Issue these pouches to twin adder units tasked with driving the beast into an isolated location of our choosing. Away from civilians and an ideal spot for the final showdown. It's good thinking. Indeed, once the pouches have been produced, the beast is as good as ours. If I may, there is a further request I wish to make. Rather than slaying Ixoximjun outright, would you instead be able to capture it alive? Better to understand its behavior. Such knowledge will prove invaluable should predators of a similar nature trouble us in the future. That's a risk we can't afford to take, man. Those hunters of yours tried baiting it with a carcass laced with sedatives, but Ixoximjun saw right through their plan. It's demonstrated a degree of cunning to rival any man's. Even if we did capture it, it's only a matter of time before it escapes and kills again. There's only one way you can deal with a monstrosity like that. You slay it first chance you get. No half measures, no hesitation. And then we are left with no other choice. Pray forgive me for making such an ill-considered suggestion. I shall abandon all thoughts of capturing the beast and instead turn my attention to the procurement of the diffuser pouches. You'll hear from me soon. She ought to know by now what we're up against. Why even ask? She's got her own angle. I ain't the type to try to guess at folks' motivations. Wish she'd do us all a favor and put all our cards on the table. The rich and powerful are rarely so obliging. You got that right, since the salt of the earth are speaking our minds. There's a fear in you. But of what, I can't tell. Gil, for your thoughts? Never know, I might be able to help. After talking with those adventurers, I can't help but feel a little scared of Ixoxum Jun. That's all. Anyway, I should return to Gerdania to, make my report. What's he not telling us as well? He ain't telling us something. Folks always saying one thing but meaning another. Just when I was starting to believe I'd gotten the hang of polite conversation. Ain't no forcing the issue, I know. If Goliath has something to say, he'll say it when he's good and ready. So now we gotta wait on those pouches, and who knows how long that'll be. I'll keep an eye on things here, so I recommend you get ready to face Ixoxum Jun. Alright, what's our next step? Into the Viper Pit. That didn't sound like a good time. Goliath sent word that the diffuser pouches are ready. He's heading over now. Once he arrives, we can finally put this plan into action. Pouches have been distributed among the twin adders, along with instructions on correct handling. You see, according to the alchemist who made them, the aroma of the wild grass dulls the senses. For the average person, this would do little more than soothe the nerves, but to a creature with a heightened sense of smell, the effect would be far more pronounced. As for where we will entrap Ixoxum Jun, an innocent stork has proposed a location in the Dravenian hinterlands that she believes is ideal. The surrounding area is largely uninhabited, and Idleshire, the only settlement nearby, is relatively simple to defend. We've already consulted with the Ishgardians, and they gave us their blessing to proceed. That's all well and good, but by the look on your face, you're not. I ain't got to press, but I will suggest that once we get to Dravenia, you best hang back and leave the fight to us. You know full well I'm keeping things from you, yet you still show concern for my well-being. Why? Just my way, I suppose, or the way I was trained as a Viper. It's our job to keep folks safe from creatures that go against the natural order. Doesn't matter who you are or whose side you're on. Politics, feuds, all that drama ain't none of our concern. I'll admit, I've got my doubts about you, but you're still someone I need to protect from Ixoxum Jun. Simple as that. Fucking chair keeps sliding forward. There's something you need to know. Out in Western Korthus is... Well, as I thought, you're yet to depart from Quarrymill. What's keeping you? Lieutenant Goliath, whatever's the matter? You look like someone just walked over your grave. I'm glad to find the two of you in better spirits, though. Seeing as our friend is somewhat under the weather, perhaps it's best he stays behind with me in Idleshire. No objections here, but Goliath and I were having a heart-to-heart, if you don't mind. I do. We have a schedule to keep, and I must insist our dear Vipers get underway. While you were en route to the Dravenian hinterlands, I would be happy to lend an ear to Goliath and his troubles. Needn't worry yourselves, it's of no import. I wish you both good hunting. I don't think this woman knows who she's fucking with. Talk about shit timing. For better or worse, we'll find out what he was holding back soon enough. Anyway, I got a Tyrol Vidral to slay. In the collector's quarter. Where is that? Go out near Old Charlian. Oh yeah, I forgot you can mount up inside here now. That was not a thing when Idleshire first came out. I don't think this was like till like mid post content Heavensward that they added mounting in Idleshire. Once the city like expanded, because this city grew as the expansion went on. All that shit wasn't always in there. They kind of like built the city out as the expansion went on, which is pretty cool. No sign of Ixoxum Jun, which gives us time to pick a good spot for ambush. Let me know what you find. Okay. Pig. This location offers a commanding view of the area. It does not offer enough space to fight to your full potential. Probably not here then. A little bit of height. The cramped conditions offer only a limited field of vision. Combat would doubtless prove difficult. Somewhere more open one. Although the view is obstructed by the wall, you should be able to remain concealed easily. You've surveyed a number of locations, each varying in suitability. Fish will be eager to hear your report. Okay. Let's go deliver the report then. I found something you ain't gonna believe. You smell that? It's gotta be one of Innocent Stork's diffuser pouches. Somebody must have hidden it nearby. A bag of wildgrass stinging up the place. There's no way Ixoximgen was ever going to show. Goalie Innocent Stork sent us on a wild alpaca chase, so where's our Tyrol Vidrol if it ain't here? I'd say the course is Western Highlands, since that's what he fucking said. Oh, so that's what Goliath was trying to tell us, at least until he was cut off. With any luck, that clue will lead us to Innocent Stork. She's probably still plotting to capture Ixoximgen alive, that stubborn fool. Back to River's Meet, then. Sign of our tricksters or Ixoximgen. We best keep searching. What? There they are. Well, if it isn't the esteemed Vipers, who with all their supposed skill and intellect asserted that capturing the great Ixoximgen was nigh impossible. Or perhaps you were simply afraid. No, it's a fool's errand, you stupid piece of shit. As you can see, I proved equal to the task. All it took was a little ingenuity. What are you gonna do when it wakes up and it breaks out of that cage? I understand Ixoxum Jun's cunning and cruelty better than anyone. There's no way you got into that cage without... Wait, where's your bodyguard? Yourself observed how attempting to lure Ixoxum Jun with obvious bait ended in failure, but a beast is still a beast, a predator that is compelled to hunt. Casualties are inevitable, and a prudent strategy must account for them. An exceptional one, however, would leverage this element to its advantage, as mine did. You ordered him to put the sedatives in his pocket and face Ixoxum Jun alone. It was over before it began. His screams still ring in my ears. That's fucked. So you fed Ixoxum Jun the sedatives and your bodyguard along with them. You're telling me he willingly offered himself up? Enthusiastically even, all to ensure his plague-stricken family received treatment, the duration of which would be determined by his performance. He all but leapt into the beast's maw. As I'm sure Goliath would agree, there's no limit to what we can accomplish when given the appropriate incentive. Why go to such despicable lengths to capture Ixoxum Jun anyway? What do you stand to gain from this? Oh please, everyone's getting what they wanted, so let's not quibble over the details. As a gesture of goodwill, I'll even answer your question, rudely asked though it was. Everyone has their own unique proclivities, and I am no exception. I've awoken to the thrill of bringing rare and ferocious beasts under my power. But that only whets my appetite for the true pleasure when I unleash my pets upon worthy opponents to enact scenes of glorious carnage. This woman is fucked up. I've met my share of monsters, but none of them compare to you. A monster and a fool. That there's a Tyrol Vidral. The moment you open that cage, it's gonna rip you to shreds. Indeed it would, if it were so inclined. But if Ixoxum Jun is as intelligent and bloodthirsty as you say, it will soon learn that I can provide a constant supply of worthy prey. In return, it will accept me as its master. That's a bold assumption. We're both still like, this isn't gonna end well. It's awake. What the hell? I grow tired of this place. My lesser pet should be more than adequate to dispose of you. After all, I am loath to release Ixoxum Jun while it remains subdued. And though I may not be watching, I do try to put on a good show regardless. Son of a bitch. Where the hell did she find this thing? Pisaka? What even is this? Well, whatever it is dead. Bro, you alright? You good? Homie, you good? Is you dead? Thanks, I owe you. God damn it, I can't believe anyone would be stupid enough to try taming a Tyrol Vidral. Never mind Ixoxum Jun itself. What really sticks in my craw is that Goliath has been dancing to Innocent Stork's tune. And there I was, thinking he needed our help. He seemed afraid of her like before. You're right, there's more to this than meets the eye. Anyway, no point freezing our asses off here. Let's go back to Quarry Mill and think things over. Madam, what are you doing? One thing I know for certain is that Ixoxum Jun ain't gonna play the obedient pet for long. Instant Stork's gonna find that out the hard way. I reckon that'll be after she gets the urge to indulge her twisted appetites. I'll do what I can to suss out where she got to before then. And there's Goliath. The twin adders need to know what he's been up to and that he's still alive. For now, at least. You best get back to your training for now. Caged or not, Ixoxum Jun's out there, and our job ain't done until it's dead. Vengeance of the Viper. Since the last time we spoke, the twin adders have been looking for Goliath. They ain't found hide nor hair of him. Meanwhile, there have been plenty of Ixoxum Jun sightings. Seems Innocent Stork's eager to put her new pet to work. I expect that's why Goliath's commanding officer asked for our help. Let's head to the adder's nest and hear what he has to say. Let's go talk to the CO and see what's up. The tankard tender. The swole cactus pet. It's good to finally meet you both. Goliath spoke highly of you and your contributions to our hunt for Ixoxum Jun. Speaking of which, you got information for us, right? We've received multiple eyewitness reports of a creature surpassing even the most elite marks. Dispatches its victims swiftly before flying away. In Innocent Stork's direction, I'll wager. She's setting Ixoxum Jun loose to kill for her own amusement. Those slain were mostly roaming adventurers, but the circumstances of each attack suggest an escalation. The beast is striking in broad daylight and closer to more populated settlements. The risk of a massacre grows greater by the day. There's another matter which I wish to discuss, which may shed some light on the situation. We've received a letter from Goliath. The details are sparse. He wishes to resign from the Twin Adders. The letter also includes a message for the two of you. Do you recall our discussion in southern Thanlin? When my aspirations were beyond me, I pray that you succeed in fulfilling your own. Remember, Goliath, you wanted to prevent those with bright futures from dying before their time. That's why you joined the Twin Adders. Wait, we had that talk in the Shroud, not Thanlin. And he mentions our aspirations, which is to protect people from rampaging beasts. Don't you see? He's telling us Ixoxum Jun's gonna appear in southern Thanlin. A hidden message. Albeit not a particularly well-hidden one. If Innocent Stork read this, she would have surely divided his intent. I can only surmise that she knew and allowed the letter to be sent regardless. What better way to lure you into a confrontation with Ixoxum Jun than by taking advantage of Goliath's sincere plea for help? Trap or not, a confrontation suits me fine. If it's a show she wants, then we're happy to oblige. Let's go kill us a fucking Tyrol Vidral. As for the where, she doubtless wishes to avoid attracting the attention of the immortal flames in the Emulsia. The Sagalai Desert like as not. I will send word to Ul'dah, but in the meantime, I wish you every success. Down to the Sagoli Desert. Wow, let's have a cooler mount than this. No. Sure. Doom-ba-doom. Another carcass. This was Ixoxum Jun's work. Didn't expect the trail to be this easy to pick up, or perhaps I should have. All that's left now is to walk straight into the trap. No viper worth their salt ever shied away from danger, am I right? Let's proceed. There's a big-ass lizard it killed. Such grace, such power. Magnificence itself given form, worthy of awe. Alas, these mediocre distractions are a poor canvas for your art. It's over, innocent stork. On the contrary, the main attraction is just beginning. Goliath, what have you done to him? After his childish trick with the coated leather, I decided to let Ixoxum Jun punish him. An appetizer, if you will. All the money and the privilege in the world, and this is how you choose to use it. Killing for the sake of killing. You know, better than a Tyrol Vidral, a monster that deserves to die. A flattering comparison, though. You seem to be forgetting the literal monster that stands before you. Ixoxum Jun, I brought you to fresh prey. Oh, we know how this was gonna end. Oh, I haven't forgotten about you. A coward through and through. I knew, but one I thought had some pride. Guess I was wrong. It's time. Ixoxum Jun is ours. This is my favorite song in the fucking game. This is my favorite battle music in the whole game. Oh, that's how that ability works then. innocent storks made a huge mistake. Oh. Is this all you're capable of? You're not satisfied with the prey I've provided? You have all that you want and more, but only if you obey. Kill them! Kill them now! I demand it! This ain't the Ixoximjun I know. I reckon innocent stork is the reason why. I can smell the wild grass on her. A less potent mixture than the one we doled out before, just enough to keep Ixoximjun at arm's length. But even that's too much for the Vidral's senses, that's why it's addled and can't think straight. Even so, she's made a fool's bet. Ixoximjun's only tolerated innocent stork and her shenanigans to sate its own bloodlust. Two apex predators can't make nice forever. He's not dead? Elias, you stubborn worm. Oh. Yep. Saw that coming. Alright, now it's a fight. Huh. Maybe now I can concentrate on the fight. Alright, Andy, give it everything you got. I'm more impressed Goliath isn't dead. Oh, I didn't expect that. What is that gonna do? Oh. Yeah, that hurt quite a bit. We're not gonna have enough of our buff up to justify using our ability yet. Let's do this. Now we can use now the reawakens up. Gotta make sure we got our damage increase active. Let's say, how long are those gonna last? Got him. Boss defeated. I gotta put that back on the sound deck, actually. I just realized we don't have that on there. Ditch. Well, we got him. O restless beast, may you find peace in death. As the serpent sheds its skin, relinquishes the husk, that you may rise again to greet a new dawn. Innocent Stork genuinely believed that she could bend such a creature to her will. That arrogance cost her her life. Never understood what she's dealing with, or afforded it proper respect. She took her superiority for granted, but the power she wielded to flaunt the flaws of men was powerless against the natural order. Elias, Dandy, thank you for everything. It was a damn sight harder than I reckoned it'd be, but I finally avenged my brother in arms and fulfilled my duty. I can once again hold my head high. Peepo happy. The hunt is finished. All that remains is for me to face my punishment. New cutscene. Ixox and Jun might be dead, but we've still got a loose end or two to tie up. Now, what the hell's your story? You haven't told us yet why you led us on a merry chase for Innocent Stork. May as well come clean now. Well, when I was a young child, my merchant parents were slain by a wild creature on their travels. I meant what I said at Falgard Float when I told you that I swore to save others from a similar fate. That's why I joined the Twin Adders. Commendable motivation. And then I met Innocent Stork, who explained with great enthusiasm that she just shared my desire to protect others by bringing these beasts to heal. I thought I had found a kindred spirit. I later realized she fed me nothing but lies. She used me to obtain information collected by the Twin Adders, all for the sake of identifying potential additions to her menagerie. I disclosed all manner of sensitive intelligence to her, believing it was in furtherance of her efforts to save lives. By the time I learned of her true intentions, I was too late. I confronted her, told her that I was going to inform my superiors. She smiled and laughed and said that she would unleash her fiends upon Gridania if I spoke a word. Some of her finest reserved specifically for my family. I'm guessing it was Innocent Stork's idea to have you join the investigation into Ixoxam Jun. It was. There's no excuse for what I did. Allowing myself to become her pawn has led to so much needless suffering. Nothing I can say or do will ever be enough to earn your forgiveness. Whatever punishment awaits me, I shall accept it gladly. Well, Andy, what do you think? I think you should decide, Keshqua. If you'd only done me wrong, I'd be willing to look the other way. But his deception caused all kinds of trouble for the twin adders. They're the ones who need to stand a judgment. Quite right. I'll request that my superior meets us in Quarry Mill, where I shall give a full account. Settled then. Meet us there when you're ready. You enjoying yourself over there, madam? Sprawled out across the desk. Back to Quarry Mill, one last time. Together. Take it there's more to your report than the slaying of Ixoxam Jun. Appreciate you coming to see that justice is served. As a soldier of the Twin Adders, your actions are inexcusable. Once I have made my report, expulsion will be the least of your worries. There will likely be a trial. Where I come from, we don't take kindly to liars neither. Our word is our bond, and the violation of that trust demands punishment. I will say this. The lies he told were to protect the people of Gridania. Not only that, the actions he took contributed directly to the defeat and death of Ixoxam Jun. I won't say the end justifies the means, but it's not nothing. Duly noted. Well, I trust you understand that this consideration may not change the outcome. Yes, sir. Ain't my place to tell you folks how to handle your business. I'm just a simple man who crossed the salt to kill a Vidral. If Goliath isn't stuck in a cell for the foreseeable future, I've got something he can help me with. You see, now that my business here's concluded, it's high time I made my way home. Trouble is, passage back is more than I can presently afford. I'm gonna need to put in some work, and I reckon Goliath could help me find clients in need of a Viper's skills. For a simple man who knows better than us to tell us how to handle our business, you struck an intriguing solution. Well, I've spent a fair bit of time in the company of a silver-tongued someone. Elias, your conduct cannot easily be forgiven. Even so, it must be acknowledged that you played a vital role in the slaying of Ixoxam Jun. So to never stray from the path of righteousness, and no charges will be brought against you. Moreover, I will accept your voluntary resignation, as you did previously request. With this arrangement, you may yet pursue your dream of defending the innocent from nature's most deadly threats. In your capacity as Keshqua's assistant. What say you? I shall do as you ask, you have my word. Though I will bear the shame of my misdeeds for as long as I live, I shall endeavor to redeem myself through service to the people. You can start by finding me some beasties to slay. Well, seems like I'll be sticking around to yours here a while longer. In the meantime, you're sure to find clients of your own. I reckon this continent's more than big enough for the both of us. Wherever there are folks in need of a Viper, that's where we'll be. Do, 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 do. The Vengeance of the Viper. Quest complete. We did it. We saved the day. Victorious Viper. What's that get us? The Twin Fang title. Neat. There goes it any. Hunted any challenging prey lately? How fare you of late? Just like back in Tyrol, I've been working as a Viper, putting down all kinds of beasts. Well, the difference now is that Goliath is the one finding clients for me. Must be doing something right, because the guild's been rolling in. Still got a ways to go till I've earned enough for the ferry ride back home, though. Goliath actually suggested using some of my savings to pay for trips to Ishgard and Sharlayan so I can hunt marks further afield. Happy to go wherever I'm needed, even if getting there sets me back a few gil. Oh, he just still tells you the same thing he told you before. Now that I'm no longer an adder, I had no choice but to hand in my uniform. With my new garb, I'm ready to fend off forest-dwelling fiends alongside Keshko. He's got the fit down at least. All right, well, that is the Viper storyline. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. That was pretty good. It does not open up this outfit to be dyeable, however. Unfortunate. What the hell are these? Used for all kinds of things, apparently. Oh, you can just buy these from a shop anyway. Who cares? Alright, cool.